What up and welcome to the Golden Era. Are you ready for the play-in? I'm ready for the play-in. Let's get ready for the play-in together. Let's dive into the play-in right now. Every single game, highlights right now. Let's get things rolling. Lakers Venom in Los Angeles. The Venom, the hottest team in the NBA, trying to make the improbable run into the postseason. Here in the second quarter, Bailey Sampson inside 2 points, and the Venom on top big. Lakers storming back partially because of that man, Kareem Robinson, pull-up triple, cuts us to a 3-point game. But the Venom have all sorts of options. How about the rookie Jaden Bibbs getting 2 to go for the answer? Third quarter, 3-point game still. The follow, the motor from the rookie Jaden Bibbs shaking his head on Kareem Robinson. Lakers down big, trying to rally back. Logan Warwick, the triple. But it's not going to matter because the onslaught from the Venom and P.J. Williams burying the three-pointer and the stunner. Las Vegas marching on with a win for the 7 seed. They will get the Seattle Sonics in the first round. Kings and the Jazz in our 9-10 matchup. Tyrese Olsen getting rolling. The Jazz, a lot of moves made during the season, but would they be enough to get a win when it's needed most? Triple there from Devin Frank, a big pickup from them at the trade deadline. 3-point game. Jason Sanders, the pump, the hezzy, the bucket, and the Kings trying to hold off the onslaught. Jason Sanders doing it again. The triple pushes it to a double-figure lead. Same score. Here comes Sanders. You want more, you'll get more. The Finals MVP with the Cavaliers looking like it here for Sacramento. Trying to find a comeback. Darius Dixon, pull-up triple, good. Back to an 11-point game. Clock winding down. 7 minutes to go. Tyrese Olsen on the wing, burying the triple, and that's just going to be too many options for Sacramento. Jason Sanders, the dirty pull-up midi, and the Kings roll on. They're going to get a date with the Lakers. They met last season in the playoffs. We're getting a matchup in the play-in here. Let's head to South Florida. Well, not quite South Florida. Orlando Central Florida. Big Florida matchup all the same. John Morant, Trey Hunter, a pair of Finals MVPs, future Hall of Famers going to work. Orlando taking the lead there. We got 2 minutes to go in this one. Trey Hunter, pull-up triple, gets it. He is unstoppable from deep on top over John Morant. Jonathan Kuminga, the man that pushed the Lakers into the play-in with 37 points in Game 82, gets that one to go. But getting into his bag, Trey Hunter, one more look at this thing. The dirty little drive in, step back, cannot get to it. Ja Morant gives him the peace sign on the way back. Here comes Kuminga to Cameron Sullivan. The quick handoff down to 28 seconds to go. Kuminga backs it out, pull up, Jimmy, good, and we're tied up yet again. Inside to Elton Dawkins, not who you thought was going to have the ball to close things out, but the pump fake gets the free throws. The first one for the lead, takes it. 4.2 to go. Second one for the 2-point edge. Yes, sir. How do the Heat respond? Ja Morant, pull up for the tie. No, sir. And the Magic advance. They've got the rematch with the Brooklyn Nets, as everyone expected, of course not. Let's head to the Big Apple, where the Toronto Raptors, maybe the biggest surprise of the season, not necessarily because they're great, but because no one expected them to be where they are. Joseph Corzine bearing a triple, and the Knicks trying to add some type of positivity to the last couple of years that have just not been good. Quincy Cross can't get the 3 to go, would have taken the lead here late. Late even further, it's Quincy Cross again, ties us up at 110 apiece. Mateo Gorbenko having a great sophomore season, tries to give the Raptors the lead. He won't, which means we get free extra basketball in MSG. Let's get to it. Ezekiel Morrow, triple, gets it to go, and the Knicks on top by 3 with 2.5 to go. Trying to answer. Kick out Terrence Clark, who was great in this one. Continues that with a timely 3. Ties us back up. Here comes Gorbenko. Lead by 1. Gets the floater to go over top of Ezekiel Morrow. Go back to the young man. The fader gets that one. And the Raptors take a 3-point lead. Trying to answer. Inside goes Louis Morgan. Cuts it to 1. But the pull-up jumper falls and the Raptors lead by 3. Needing something, the look was there for Evan Mobley, doesn't take it, questionable. 28 apiece from Gorbenko and Clark, and the Raptors are going to get a date with Miami. Let's head to our first loser is done matchup. And why are we picking this thing up with 6.5 minutes to go? Oh, I don't know, because this thing swings more than a pendulum. Kareem Robinson gets the 3 after a little dramatic antics from the ball, gets the triple to go, and then the next time down, right back. And from here on out, we are not going to see a team get a 2-possession lead. Tyrese Alston takes the lead 126 to 125. The Lakers, after some free throws, right back. Inside we go. Up and in. We've got another lead. 128-127. 2 minutes. Here comes D'Angelo Ion. Into the paint. Gimme 2. The lead changes continue to mount to close this thing out. Parker Pollard off the glass and in. And the Kings are back on top. Inside, Cameron Mercer going at Jason Sanders. The hook falls in. 40 seconds to go. Lakers on top by 1. Parker Pollard. Handoff to R.J. Wallace for the lead. Trying to answer again. 30 seconds. Here comes Kareem Robinson. Turned away. How do you block this? Tyrese Alston, he's not even looking at the man. Turns it aside. 3-point game. Lakers trying to get back to it. Kick out. Kareem Robinson. 14 seconds. Step back dribble. Does he get it? No, he will not. And the Kings send the Lakers home. The Lakers are the first 50-win team in NBA history to miss the playoffs after losing twice in the play-in. Disaster for Los Angeles. Not many highlights here for Raptors and the Heat. Why? Because the Heat are putting the stank on the stankers. Jonathan Kuminga rolling in this one, and Miami is going to advance. We get an entire rematched first round Eastern Conference. And there is our final setup. Let's react first to the play-in because, my goodness gracious, there are ramifications. The biggest ramification, obviously, is the Western Conference. The Los Angeles Lakers become the first 50-win team in NBA history to not make the NBA playoffs. And you want to talk about these sliding door moments. There's a couple of them in this season, and one of them is Game 82, Lakers Heat, because the Lakers expecting to just waltz in with a Thunder loss and get to the 6th seed. Instead, it's Jonathan Kuminga scoring 37 points, and you miss out on all of it. So now the Lakers, who could have beaten the Heat, made it to the 6th seed and avoided all of this, instead lose to the Venom, lose to the Kings, and are out of it completely. There's no way that the Los Angeles Lakers do not trade D'Angelo Ion. They have to reconfigure this roster. It makes sense with Kareem Robinson and Cameron Mercer, plus shooters. Roman Harmon, I think, is a good, decent 2. Ian Bledsoe is a good, decent 2/3. D'Angelo Ion has to be dealt if you're the Los Angeles Lakers. You cannot enter this summer. After a year ago this time, the conversation when they got eliminated in the first round, are they good enough? The answer was no. You have to make a deal. D'Angelo Ion, I don't know how you walk back into training camp next season and say, I think we can make this thing work. And look, I get it. 50 wins is not a slouch of a season. You came down to one game, one win. You win one game against the Heat, and this team is up there. And this has been a really great 4-year stretch for the Lakers. 50-plus wins in 3 of the last 4 seasons, 49 wins last year, a Western Conference Finals 2 seasons ago. It's been a really good run for the Lakers. And I can understand it if you say we're running this thing back because 50 wins is not nothing. But when push came to shove, this offense that during the regular season was great at scoring, as many expected, once the floor got congested and the games got tighter, they could not get offense going. They had 2 chances. They lose to the Venom and the Kings. You have to overhaul this. Meanwhile, if you're Utah, this was the expected result based off how this team played during much of the regular season. The clock is ticking for Darius Dixon. The clock has to be ticking. You have to look at this group and say, is this team capable of winning at the highest level? And I don't know that they are, based with this group. Now, Jalen Blackman's a free agent. Corey Wilson will be a free agent. You just signed Ronan Diogu. You signed an extension this summer or this season for Patrick Moore Sr. The pieces are there, but they don't have another star that they can turn to and say, we think we can get it done with this guy. You need that. And I get that the irony of all this is you traded Jacob Cuxick away to bring in Jalen Justice to try to become, to take a step up from what you were. And the irony is you've made it to the play-in the last 2 years. You've went 0-3 in those play-in games. Jalen Justice isn't here anymore, and this team still doesn't have a future. They're not going to be anxious to trade Darius Dixon, but Darius Dixon has to be, he's got 1 year left and then player option the year after, has to be looking around and saying, are we sure this is where I can win a championship? He was an MVP candidate 2-3 years ago. And now he's middling around a team that just barely gets over 500 and loses as the 10 seed, who needed a win on the last day of the regular season just to make it as the 10 seed. Not good signs for Utah. Eastern Conference. I think this was a great season for the Toronto Raptors. Not only, I mean, you come one game away from making the playoffs, first off. Matthias Gorbenko looks like a really, really good basketball player in his second year. Came over in the Shane Ruffin deal. Alexander Swift V, I think you've got to feel confident. We knew that this guy was going to be a little bit of a project. You took with the number 1 pick, but that's a good piece. Elijah McCoy, good young piece. Frederick Liggins, good young forward. Terrence Clark's going to come off your books, so you're going to have a boatload of cap space going into a season, a summer, where we're going to see lottery reforms. This is going to be the last year. They don't have their pick. This is going to be kind of a chance for them to say, all right, let's be aggressive. Let's go out and try to get a piece or two. Let's see what type of piece we can pry away. There's not a ton of stars available because so many guys signed extensions during the regular season. But if you're Toronto, I think you look and say, we're a young group. We're moving faster in a rebuild after Jalen Justice and Ezekiel Morrow left town. We're moving faster than we thought. We're playing competitive basketball. They're doing a lot of what the Las Vegas Venom did, minus the top pick, right? Let's just use our money on good players. Let's develop players internally, and let's be competitive. That is what the Toronto Raptors are eyeing. This was a great season for them. This was a disastrous season, though, for the New York Knicks. You cannot have the year that they did where you position yourself going into the summer as we're going to be a big deal. We've got all this cap space, and Jalen Justice, we're going to go get him. And if we don't get Jalen Justice, that's fine, because Cade Cunningham or Sidney Cross or Jacob Cuxick, any of these stars, they're going to come our way. We're good. We've got 2 guys, awesome guys, in Louis Morgan and Ezekiel Morrow. We're going to get the third one, and we're going to be golden. Except that third guy turned into Evan Mobley. This team that was 27-20 in January fell apart down the stretch, and they weren't good enough. I mean, their big acquisition during the regular season was Quincy Cross on a buyout market. They're probably not going to be able to afford Quincy Cross because of the asking price is going to go up. A disastrous season for the New York Knicks in this. We're going to rebuild in free agency. We don't need draft picks. Screw them. F them picks. Where are we going? You're not tearing it down. You've got all these guys under contract. You are not throwing it all away. But that doesn't mean that as we sit here today, that this team isn't a massive disappointment from what they were. Massive disappointment for what they were. Quick predictions. We're not going to dive in too much on this one, but the quick predictions for the first round. You want it? You got it. Okay. Western Conference, let's start there. Give me the Houston Rockets over the Sacramento Kings. I'm going to go in 6 games. This is a big test for the Rockets. Young team. Everybody is doubting them and the Sonics. Everybody is doubting them and the Sonics because what have you done? You win 60 games, great. You got to win when it matters most. First chance for the Rockets to do it. I'm going to take Rockets in 6, and then we're going to start talking about the Sacramento Kings and all the teardown that's going to be taking place around the 2 tent poles of Tyrese Alston and Jason Sanders. 2-7 Sonics and the Venom. My God, the Venom have been red hot. I think it ends here. Give me the Sonics in 5 games. 2 defensive stalwarts, best player is Alshon Webb. That edge goes to the Sonics. 3-6, Suns, Thunder. I do not think the Thunder are going to keep up with Phoenix. There's too much size. You got Tobias Bell, who's laboring. I think he's got an ankle injury or a wrist injury, I believe. Him and McCoy are 2 interchangeable in my mind. They're both hurt right now. Give me the Suns in 5, and then give me the Warriors over the Wolves in 6. There's a reason Golden State wanted Minnesota in the first round. I'm going to take Golden State in that one. They match up well. The 6-game series that the Warriors kind of dominated. They led 3-1 in that one before taking it all. I've got the Warriors advancing. Eastern Conference. Give me the Bulls over the Heat in 5. I think the Heat might find a way to win one game, but that's going to be a Bulls team. 69-win Bulls team. Nets over the Magic rerun. That was a sweep last year. I'm going to do it again. The Nets are too good. The Magic, they have really good pieces, but we are wasting Trey Hunter's final prime years. They need more depth. 3-6 Celtics Bucks. The Bucks can be dangerous. I want to just say this. Dwayne Qualls, when he's healthy, this team is really dangerous. The problem is Jalen Justice, Amari Swift, and Xavier Carter are awesome, and I love the starting 5 for the Celtics, and they're finally healthy. Give me the C's in 5. Give me the Hornets over the Pacers in 6. J.K. Foye, the big man for the Pacers, has had a really good season. Kind of emerged as the second best player behind C.J. McCoy. The problem, C.J. McCoy, I think, has a strained Achilles. He's going to probably miss game 1. If he does, that's a problem. The second problem is who's stopping Robert Mack, the star big man for the Hornets. J.K. Foye, for all the great season, I don't think it's him. Give me the Hornets in 6. If I didn't already say that the number of games, that's what I'm going to do. So Bulls, Nets, Celtics, Hornets, all chalk in the first round there, and then I've got all chalk in the West. So I'm thinking we're going to see the top 4 teams in each 2 conferences advance. It's just matchups at this point. We've talked about this all season long. The Eastern Conference is 3 great teams, Chicago, Brooklyn, and Boston, and then Hornets have been really good as of late. Their offense has been awesome if they can get defense. They're better, and then the same thing in the West. More so matchups, because if this was Golden State Phoenix as a matchup, I'm taking Phoenix in the first round. But the Thunder kind of labor their way in. The Timberwolves, I just don't think they match up well, so I'm going chalk for both. We're coming back with the first 2 games of the first round. We've got Warriors recaps and a little look around the league for the top 2 games, first 2 games in the first round coming up right here, up next on the Golden Era.